Hello, this is Mr. Gambino here with a new stream. In this stream I'm going over the event week from early last Thursday in Grand Theft Auto Online. And there's a couple days left for this week, being Tuesday and Wednesday, and then a tiny bit for like the first hour maybe on Thursday for Pacific Standard Time at least. But yeah, I don't know why, but I wasn't necessarily really feeling the stream too much. But yeah, now it's Tuesday, I definitely have a feeling of having to do it now, obviously, so yeah. So, for those wondering, this is not the new event week. There's still a couple days left on the one I'm doing right now. But yeah, podium vehicle is a GB200, which you would have known if you've been playing the last few days, or one on the Rockstar Newswire or something. And I believe this one's in the sports class, I'm pretty sure. Which is probably the most bloated class in the game, with like 80 and 90 vehicles in like total as of this latest update. Literally this latest update has added like 12 new sport cars even, as if the class wasn't already bloated enough. Actually, here it is, a GB200. Vapid GB200, if you get it as the podium vehicle, it is $940,000. But it doesn't have a livery on it, so you should save the extra like $20-ish thousand as well, assuming you keep the exact livery that comes on the vehicle from the podium in particular, obviously. So yeah, I gotta go on roughly 152 spreadsheet here for the performance. Though, before I go into the performance, basically it's kind of like a rally car, and rally car kind of things, I believe, in the sport class don't typically tend to perform good, so I don't really see this being good for performance. I'm just going to say that right now. But yeah, I'm on roughly 152 spreadsheet right now, and for lap time, the GB200 is 47th place lap time and 56th place top speed, going off of roughly 152 spreadsheet. So unfortunately, GB200, like I kind of suggested, because of it being kind of a rally car in the sport class, it doesn't really tend to perform good. But the customizations of it could be pretty good. So yeah, performance, you won't really want it for performance. So if you go for your vehicles in terms of performance, I wouldn't really bother going for it for these last couple days. So yeah, if anything, only the customizations really are all that worth it. And yeah, going into the premium race and the time trials. Premium race for the week is business trip for the super class for the last couple days of the event week again. But yeah, typically I kind of go over the super class in terms of the time trial as well, so I'll probably wait on that, but it's basically going to be like right now as well. I just gotta find it first of all. I have so many icons on my map, but I don't really care to change that. I kind of actually like having all the icons on the map. Makes the map more lively and stuff. Where is it? Dang it. I'll just go on this menu then. Tonga Valley. The description of it doesn't necessarily say where it goes, but here it's kind of a clear road here and whatnot. The roads could be kind of open on this one, so honestly, there could be quite the good parts for top speed for all I know. But I'm just going to mainly focus on the lap time, I feel, plus there's one very good time trial vehicle over the others, I would say. So I guess I'll go over the supercars right now. I'll go over a top speed supercar here because of the premium race. For business trip, I'll go over the number one option if you want a top speed supercar. Because of Kyle Perico in the game, you might as well just go to number one options now in terms of performance. There's the last couple updates now. But yeah, number one for top speed for the supercar class is the P-Fister 811. P-Fister 811 is from like mid-2016, so like that was Finance and Felony, I believe, the Finance and Felony DLC for the P-Fister 811, so you have to go quite the ways down on the Legendary Motorsport website to find a P-Fister 811. And yeah, it's $1,135,000 or $1,145,000, I'm pretty certain on it, one of those two. So you probably gotta do like one Cayo Perico for the main vehicle, and then maybe another one for like the modifications, for like the performance ones that matter and all that. So yeah, the best way really to do this one, looking at it being on like a highway and stuff, or according to this image here, would probably be the P-Fister 811. But I'll probably go over the number one lap time option as well, and going over the time trial here, because the description doesn't really give much of a vibe for where exactly this one goes. So I might go for lap time and top speed number one options for motorcycle class and whatnot. Alright. And then for a lap time, the number one supercar is the Progen Emirates, which is like 2.7, 2.9 million for the stock vehicle, and then with performance upgrades, probably low to mid 3 mil range after the performance upgrades. And Progen Emirates is like a mid-2019 release from back in the Diamond Casino Resort DLC, so that's where you would find the Progen Emirates in terms of the number one lap time supercar. So yeah, you probably gotta do quite a couple Cayo Pericos, but outsides for that, probably not much. So maybe like a 3-hour investment, I'd say, if you want to get a Progen Emirates, if you don't have one already, with like the engine upgrades and stuff. And then for motorcycles, I definitely highly recommend a motorcycle over anything else, especially with the last couple years. The last couple years they made where you can't use like rocket boosted vehicles anymore. So for that reason, I think like a traditional motorcycle is kind of the best way to go about time trials these days. But if you want the number one lap time option for a motorcycle, that would go to the Nagasaki Shotaro. Nagasaki Shotaro for lap time is the number one for the motorcycle class. It's like $2.2, $2.3 million from what I recall for stock vehicle, and then with performance upgrades, probably more like a mid to high 2 mil range at the highest. And the Nagasaki Jotaro is like mid to late 2016 release, back from like the Bikers update, and that's on Legendary Motorsport. So quite the ways down on that website compared to the Progen Emirates, for example. And then yeah, top speed. If you want a number one option for top speed for the motorcycle class, that would go to the Manchester Scout, the Maibatsu Manchester Scout. Which Manchester Scout is actually from the previous update, the Cayo Perico Heist, and that's on like Warstock. It should be pretty easy to find, being a very recent vehicle release. Manchester Scout's like 100, 200,000 for the stock vehicle, and then with customizations and whatnot, with the performance upgrades, it would probably be like 500, 750 at most. First, 500, 750,000. And I didn't mention, but with the Nagasaki Shotaro, I think it's the one motorcycle in the game where you can lean forward or backwards with the stick for the best possible speed for like the speed boost that you can get for the motorcycles. 95% of motorcycles essentially make it where you have to like lean back with the stick as if you're doing like a wheelie, whether it's a wheelie or not. But doing a wheelie, I think, is more speed boost, but even if it's not a wheelie, you get some kind of speed boost, I think. That's basically how 95% of motorcycles work. But yeah. Nagasaki Shotaro, you can lean forward or backwards with stick for best possible speed. Manchester Scout, no, you have to lean backward with stick as if you're doing a wheelie, I believe, for best possible speed, if I'm remembering correctly. And then finally, the best average vehicle, I say, for time trials would be the Body 801. Body 801 is a motorcycle from day one of the game, so literally October 2013. It's literally at like the bottom of the Seven Sands Race website for the Body 801. Body 801, definitely the best vehicle you can have, I'd say, for a time trial these days. And the reason I'd say the Body 801 is the best time trial vehicle is because it actually places top 3 lap time and top speed other vehicles I mentioned for the time trials, only place like top 3 for lap time or top speed, not really both. So Body 801 being number 3 for lap time and number 3 for top speed for the Body 801. Number 3 lap time top speed for Body 801 makes it definitely, I'd say, the best average vehicle you can use for a time trial. Probably the safest bet you could use for any time trial, I'd say. And again, Body 801, like most motorcycles in the game, you have to win backward with the stick as if you're doing a wheelie for the best possible speed. And that one's only like 10,000, maybe like 9,000, 8,000 for the stock vehicle. So with performance upgrades, maybe like 250, 500,000, so not bad at all. So probably the best time trial vehicle is kind of like the most accessible vehicle as well, actually. So yeah, Body 801, I'd say, would definitely be the best one. And I don't really go into too much detail with the RC Bandito time trial, reason being, of course, there's only one vehicle you can use, obviously being the RC Bandito. But if you want guides on any time trials, like regular and RC Bandito time trials, I would recommend GTA Men. I think GTA Men does time trials, and I know you like does commentary and stuff, so I think GTA Men would be a good guide for another YouTuber for the time trials if you want a guide on them. Though personally, time trials are designed for you to learn from mistakes and stuff, so honestly it might be better just to learn yourself and then maybe keep onto like the memory onto your memory for the different time trials. And then there's GTA series videos as well, but they don't commentate, they just kind of show the time trials and whatnot. That's a couple like suggestions for some guides on the time trials. So that's for like the vehicle advice and whatnot in terms of like the regular time trials. And by the way, I decided I would show off my Rapid Dominator GTT here. Usually I drive around my ASP currently because that's kind of my best one right now. But yeah, right now I'm using the Dominator GTT, which was actually the prize ride of last week. I think it's actually on discount for the last couple days as well as current event week. So yeah, I have my Dominator GTT out, kind of the first time I showed it off on stream and whatnot. Damn, come on. Wow. That NPC ruined my headlight, of course. Damn, it was probably me not listening to the street lights, because you don't have to do that, obviously. Not in the game, of course. Also, I have not put colored headlights on here, so I guess I'll be doing that on the stream here, putting on the like yellow headlights or something. Go with my secondary. So I'll do that real quick here, and just mod the colored headlights on here. Since you can't do that in the auto shop, just LS Car Meet and I believe the arena. Obviously, are the only two options for that. And see, that's how the that's exactly how the new customizations for these new vehicles should be. Is if you don't have the reputation, you should be able to pay like double the price on the modifications or something, similar to the arena stuff. But no, because the livery that came on it with the prize ride is not my favorite livery for the GTT. But I was kind of stuck with keeping this one or going to one I didn't care for as much, since I can get like the flame one because it's at like 100 something for reputation, for example. But yeah, I guess I'll go into the new vehicle here or something. Or actually, I probably won't yet, but yeah. Or, I mean, the one over here, not the one that came out, which is obviously the Sultan RS Classic, which you can test ride, obviously, but it was available last week. I think they put the My Tailgater S here for test riding, actually, which is pretty cool. Which I think the Tailgater S is also a prime gaming discount, actually, right now. And then here's the Remox Cyper, which seems to be next week's vehicle. Yep. So technically we know what the last vehicle is now, and that's the Karin Previan. Which I figured that wouldn't be the last or second to last, obviously. Going into the release order and whatnot, I went over quite like a month ago or something. You have to think of the event week stuff I want to go into right now. And actually I haven't really talked about the title My Spectator yet. Or actually the My Spectator, yeah. Going to My Spectator, there's the Remox Cyper on the test track, aka this vehicle here, which I'll test drive pretty soon here, hopefully. And there's also the Shipwreck Daily Collectible that was added for Thursday's event week. That's going on for a couple more days here. Shipwreck Daily But yeah, the Shipwreck Daily Collectible should be permanent in the game as of this event week, I'm pretty sure. I think the way it works is you have to like find one each day, essentially. I don't know if it'll list it here yet, but not that, but here. Alright, no. But essentially you have to go on like the shores of Santos, I believe, and then there's like a shipwreck, obviously. And you have to do that essentially for a week. You can only do it like once a day. Though I think there is actually a way around it. I think there's actually ways that you can do all 7 in a day, but yeah. Talking about like legitimately, you have to do it like 7 days, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, going to Newswire, only one can be found per day. And you can track whether you found it or not via the Daily Collectible section as I showed off. And then money opportunities. I guess I'll go over money opportunities right now, I guess. Auto shop client jobs, contact mission things, and then stunt races, it looks like. And there's also a triple salary thing. Okay, so I'll start off on the pause menu ones here. Alright. So, starting off the first money opportunity, there's stunt races, but they're very particular stunt races that are on 2 times money RP for the last couple days of the event week. And these are all the like newest stunt races that were added as of the drip feed of the Cayo Perico heist. Well, in the last couple few weeks, I believe the Cayo Perico heist, they ended up adding some new stunt races. Basically all 8 of those are the double money RP. So you have to choose some very particular stunt races if you want the 2 times money RP. In my opinion, it should just be all stunt races, but I guess it's an incentive to play some of the newer stunt races for those who might not have done so for some reason. Alright, that's all 8 of them, it seems, in terms of the new stunt races. So literally all 8 of the latest new stunt races are 2 times my RP. And I think if you're doing a stunt race by yourself, you can make like 16,000, I want to say, if you're doing a stunt race by yourself for like 8 to 10 minutes or something, if you purposely went out to the last moment, which I don't recommend doing. You might as well just do the races legit. And obviously racing with other players, if you do good on the races, you get more money, but obviously that involves luck and stuff. So obviously stunt races, I'd say, would definitely not be a good money opportunity at all. Probably would be one of the worst ones, if not the worst one I'd say even. Like honestly, probably the most efficient way you can make money with stunt races is obviously just waiting 8 to 10 minutes, doing it solo and whatnot for like 16,000, whatever. Which just isn't worth it, I'd say. And the other one in the thing here would be lesser contact missions. So that includes Titan of a Job. Or I'm not going to really state them, but I'll scroll through them. Alright. So basically every single one had a 2-time money RP marker there, obviously, is the ones that are double money RP for lesser contact missions. So essentially every single one of lesser's contact missions in the game are double money RP. And you can make some decent cash, technically, and you could do some of them pretty quickly, but yeah. Lester's not technically the best contact, I'd say, to do in terms of contact missions. There is one thing that Lester's contact missions aren't as good at in terms of, like, all the contact missions. Lester's can be kind of worse in some ways, because you can't actually call Lester to lose the cops. If I remember, I tried, like, calling the cops on every single, like, Lester contact mission when I did my, like, 2 or 3 part episode of contact mission content for all the Lester contact missions. And you actually cannot call Lester to lose the cops like you can with, like, all the other, like, contacts in the game. So that's kind of a weakness with Lester's missions, is you cannot call the cops off right away. Like, yeah, the more time you spend in a mission, the more money you get, but it's more worth completing them as soon as you can, rather than waiting until like 15 16 minutes for the final payout, whatever. And quite frankly, the advice on all the missions depends on like which one you do, obviously. So some are just simply like easier and better than other ones and whatnot. But yeah. If you want like advice on like every single like contact mission from Lester, I have an entire like series where I go over the like different contact missions in the game. I don't have all of them covered yet. There's maybe like a couple of the latest types of contact missions I haven't like covered yet on the series, but for the most part, almost every contact mission has been covered in this series, in my little series on YouTube at this point. And yeah, obviously there's been vehicles since I had done that part that were added, obviously. So yeah, the Akula or any like stealth helicopter, the Akula, the Annihilator Stealth, I'd say, those are some of the more useful vehicles in terms of Lester contact missions, because again, you can't bribe the authorities like you can with like other contact missions. Or not bribe the authorities, but just simply lose the cops, because that's technically another ability. So you cannot call cops off apparently unless they're contact missions. That's the one huge weakness I remember. But yeah, like I said, you can make some decent money, like 40, 50,000 per one, I'd say, if you do them good enough on double money RP. So you can definitely make some pretty decent money, and it's definitely a nice change over Cayo Perico if you don't want to constantly play that. And I think that concludes it for the pause menu ones. Now there's the other two to talk about. And that will be tripled salaries for bodyguards and associates. So all salaries for the bodyguards and associates will be tripled. And I think normally it can max out at like 10,000 and you have to work with the associate for a while. So I mean tripled, I think you can make like a minimum of 15,000 for helping out your like COs, VIPs and whatnot. And at highest, like I said, you should probably make like 30,000 at the highest. Not great at all, not really necessarily all that worth helping not really all that worth helping other people for like their COs and VIP for triple leaving. Can't make anywhere near as much can't even make anywhere near as much as you can with like the MC. Being like MC prospect is definitely a lot more worth it, and that's without the triple leaving. So you might as well just be an MC prospect if you're going for making money over the triple on the CO, like the associate bodyguard salary thing. So not really worth it. And this one might be the best opportunity, I'd say, for making money this week. And that has to do with something in the auto shop. So this one I have to explain from the map, I suppose. That's kind of the best way to do it. Besides for obviously doing a sale. But yeah. The auto shop property, the new auto shop property, there's the like vehicles that will show up to your property. Basically the vehicles that show up to your property, those will give 2 times money RP. I think normally you might be able to make like 60, 80,000 on one car, so you could make maybe like close to 200,000 at most of like every single like vehicle you do. However, I think you randomly get standard, mid, and like high range vehicles when it comes to the auto shop. It's not like import export where you can kind of guarantee like what range you get and whatnot. So you do have that little bit of luck aspect with it, but still pays more than like 50,000 on like contact missions, which I think is kind of the best other best money opportunity, I'd say, for sure. So I think definitely selling the vehicles at the auto shop would definitely be the best money opportunity for the week. And apparently they did fix the issue with the Corona, where like the vehicle that would go into like the yellow Corona thing or whatever, like wouldn't work properly or something. Like it would bug out, the Corona would bug out or something a lot of times. I guess they fixed that issue from what I heard with like a background update, so it should be fixed now, so it should be totally worth doing now. And you shouldn't have too much issues with it now. But yeah, I think you can make around close to 200,000 with one vehicle, depending on like the range of it and whatnot. So yeah, definitely do the vehicle stuff in your auto shop, especially for that 2 times money RP. You can even do that in invite onlys, which is quite nice. So you can even sell the vehicles in invite only, so then you don't have to deal with griefers. It's not like all the other like business things in the game that you have to be in a public session. The business side of this is technically the like one business thing in a sense that's invite only. Though I don't know if it's technically as much of a business as the other businesses that's been in the game. So yeah, I'd say that's definitely the best money opportunity for the event week for the last couple of days of it. I guess I'll start talking about the vehicle stuff now. Besides for the vehicle stuff, there's kind of just discounts now. So I'll start talking about the Sultan RS Classic, I suppose, in terms of price and performance. But yeah, the new Karin Sultan RS Classic. This is the second drip feed vehicle that is part of the Southern Sands Race Super Auto website. There is one more vehicle that has to come out still for this website, and there's just one more as well for Luxury Motorsport. The one that's coming out for next week is the last of the vehicles for Luxury Motorsport, so we already know technically the final drip feed order. Cyper and then the Previan, I think, is the other one. So we kind of finally know the final release order, and though it's kind of already been known in a sense. In terms of the website, it's not technically like for sure or anything. But yeah. I don't really necessarily see too much potential in the Ubermax Cyper, though I'm saying that like before I even test drove it so far. But the Karin Sultan RS Classic has the potential to still remain the #1 vehicle, I think, for lap time. But yeah, I'll go into the performance here from Ruffy1322 on his YouTube, since it's not updated on like the spreadsheet as far as I'm aware right now. Alright, gotta watch an ad here, apparently, before I can go into lap time here. But yeah, the Emperor Vector, which is like 2 weeks ago in terms of the drip feed vehicles, the Emperor Vector, but yeah, the Emperor Vector is no longer the #1 lap time in terms of the tuner class. The new #1 lap time in terms of the tuner class now goes to the Karin Sultan RS Classic. And lap time is obviously like any race around like a city and whatnot. It's basically any race that has like a lot of turning in terms of lap time. The only time really where lap time won't be that like useful would be on like a highway or something where it's like mainly straights. So for the most part, the Karin Sultan RS Classic will probably be the #1 vehicle, period, I'd say. I think it could definitely be a good investment. I don't necessarily see the Ubermax Cyper dethroning it. And then the last vehicle that's coming out will actually be a coupe, not a sport car, so I think it's safe to say that the last vehicle, which is a coupe, will not be the #1 lap time option when that comes out. So I want to say the Karin Sultan RS Classic will be a very safe investment in terms of the tuner class. Should definitely be the #1 in terms of city racing and whatnot, which is basically pretty much every street race, probably even every pursuit race, I'd say. So it could definitely be the best option to go for in terms of a lap time situation. And that's for the tuner class for first place. For the sport class, it's 12th place. And I believe this actually does perform worse than the regular Sultan Classic from the Diamond Casino Heist update. Apparently it actually performs slightly worse than the Diamond Casino Heist Sultan Classic, which I'll show right now, which is the 4-door version. So yeah, this 4-door version is apparently a slightly better version, which is weird considering it has more seats. Usually having less seats would equal better performance, though I guess not in terms of the Sultan RS Classic here. But yeah, if I recall watching from Ruffy1322, it does not dethrone the regular Sultan Classic in terms of sport races. But yeah, first place in tuner for lap time, and then 12th place for sports in terms of lap time. And then into top speed here. Top speed for the Karin Sultan RS Classic is 8th place for tuners. So it's definitely way better than the Emperor Vector. So in terms of performance, it's kind of a better Emperor Vector, and it's similar in style to the Sultan Classic from the sports class in a sense. And then it's 51st place in terms of top speed for the sport class, compared to 8th place for tuner. So quite frankly, this vehicle is pretty decent for a tuner. It's definitely the best vehicle for the tuner class currently, being number 1 lap time, which now defines number vector. However, top speed is definitely nothing to write home about in terms of the tuner class, and especially not the sport class. It's in the lower half in terms of the sport class for top speed. And for lap time for the sport class, it's below the top 10 for the sport class in terms of lap time, so in that regard, I don't feel this vehicle is necessarily all that good for the sport class, but yeah, for a tuner class, number 1 lap time, that's a huge deal. And the trade price is $1,341,750. So if you have the trade price, you could probably get the whole vehicle in one good Caio Perico. But obviously, I'd say a 2-hour investment with the trade price at minimum, let's say, with Caio Perico. That's kind of all I can think of saying in terms of the Sultan RS Classic. I think it has potential to still remain the number 1 vehicle even when the last 2 vehicles get released. So I think this thing will still be the best in terms of lap time if I were to take a guess, because I kind of doubt this thing is going to have a better lap time. Alright, yeah. Right now, I'll test drive the Ubermax Cyper. Okay, currently I feel the top speed is not necessarily that good. So I don't know if it technically means it has a good lap time. Though I'm not the most familiar in terms of like performance kind of stuff. I'm not the most like tech savvy in terms of like vehicle statistics stuff and whatnot. I don't know, these turns aren't happening the greatest, technically, but yeah, I don't think the lap time is necessarily that good, to say the least. That's kind of the least I could say, I feel. Or if I said lap time, I meant top speed. I don't know, I just don't really feel this necessarily going to beat I don't think that's going to beat the Sultan RS Classic. I think Sultan RS Classic might just end up being the number 1 even beyond the last 2 vehicle releases. So unlike the Vector, which I feel it was worth waiting on in terms of performance, obviously, because it ended up being dethroned by the Sultan RS Classic. I don't know, like I said, I just don't see this surpassing it, to say the least. And yeah, I think this is the last of the 12 sport cars from the Tuners update, when this finally gets released in a couple of days now. And then there's a coupe or whatever that has to be released as well, and that's basically it for the vehicle releases. And we now technically know the official release order now that this is coming out, which is the last luxury vehicle. That means the last 7 Sands race vehicle has to be coming out the week after, obviously. So at least with this event week, we now know the full release order, technically, like 100% now. Not just in terms of website order and whatnot, but like full-on release order. guess I'll go over the prize right here. I'm just going to go off of memory, I guess, in terms of the performance. Because it's kind of annoying to have to remember the different, like, vehicles that were released after, and then going off of like a video that was released on day 1 of the update in terms of performance. Like I said, I have to also put into account the trophy vehicles as well. That's kind of a lot of videos I have to click on. Yeah, prize right challenge. Prize right challenge this time involves the pursuit series, and yeah, since I'm doing this on Tuesday, there's not enough days to do this now, but if you have been doing it, or if you have already, obviously, then DNS Euros would have been your prize ride, but as of when I'm doing it now, it's technically impossible. But yeah, place top 2 in a pursuit series race for 4 days in a row. Top 2 means you have to basically be in the upper half in terms of the pursuit races, because the minimum players in a pursuit race is 4. So if you're in the minimum player pursuit races, then that means you have to be in the top 2. So you have to be in the upper half in terms of like performance of every single pursuit race you do, essentially. And yeah, 4 days in a row as well. Obviously, if you have like bad luck in a lot of races, it might have not definitely been all that great of a challenge. I don't think this prize ride challenge is definitely anywhere near the worst prize ride challenge. I think the one of like doing like 12 sprint races within like 4 days or something in a very certain way for like the Futo GTX. I think the Futo GTX challenge is probably the worst one so far, in my opinion. I don't think it's necessarily as bad as the Warner HKR, because at least the pursuit series you can do through the pause menu. You don't have to like go into like public invite only lobby, invite like friends and stuff to do this stuff and whatnot. So I feel it's definitely easier to do it. I think pursuit races are definitely better to do than sprints for sure in terms of these prize ride challenges. But yeah, going into the performance of the Euros, I'm going to go off of pure memory. I'm going to go off of pure memory since I don't feel like clicking on like a good few to several videos every time I go over to these prize rides now. But yeah, I think when the Euros initially came out, for the tuner class, it was... But yeah. When the Euros initially came out for the tuner class, it was 3rd place for top speed. Wait, 3rd place in lap time, I want to say it was. And then I think the top speed is like 6th place when it was first released for the tuner class. I'm not going to talk about the sport class, because obviously the sport class for Sultan RS Classic, like I mentioned, that's a 12th place lap time for the sport class, and that's number 1 for the tuner class. So clearly these sport tuner vehicles don't necessarily perform that good at all in the sport class. I don't feel it's necessarily worth talking about the sport class performance for simplicity's sakes. But yeah, I think on day 1 it was 3rd place at lap time between the tuner vehicles, but I think a couple tuner vehicles have since dethroned it, so it's probably now like a 6th place lap time, which is still average. Maybe 6th or 7th place lap time, which is still average, and it will probably still be an average lap time in terms of the tuner class between the 17 vehicles, between the 15 now and then the 2 that still have to be released. And then, yeah, I think the top speed, like I mentioned, was like 6. So I think, again, a couple vehicles after the release of the Euros got better top speeds than the Euros did, so top speed for the Euros is probably below average in terms of the tuner class, and again, the sport class, the performance is not that good in terms of sport class for any of the tuners, I'd say. So I'm not going to bother talking about the sport class. So it's got average lap time from what I remember, and the top speed is slightly below average. Just barely below average on the top speed, I'd say. So I just don't see this being much of a good like future-proof vehicle in terms of performance for the tuner class. And I just don't see it necessarily being that great at all for the sport class. So hard to say I necessarily recommend this one here, but yeah. Obviously, it's better to get a vehicle for free, even if it's through like a challenge, and didn't buy it. Though I don't know. Obviously, depending on your luck, it could take a good couple hours and whatnot. So honestly, it might be better just do Kyle Go for like 1 to 2 hours to get the like performance customizations and whatnot. Honestly, 2 hours of Kyle Go is probably a lot more worth doing than this challenge, no doubt. No doubt indeed. Since you can do that in literally 1 day. So it's hard to say I recommend this prize ride challenge, unfortunately. Alright. That should be almost everything besides for the discounts now. Alright. I think I'm gonna get out of the car meet for now. Reason being is I want to try to go for the shipwreck, I think. So I'll try to find a shipwreck for today. And personally, I don't mind doing it for 7 days if it's just going to be the same thing as the first day. But yeah, apparently there does seem to be a way, from what I hear, to do the shipwrecks in 1 day, instead of having to wait all 7 days or whatever. But yeah, obviously a shipwreck has to be by the water, surely, so I would imagine it's going around the map. I should hopefully find it. So I'm gonna try to do that right now, why not? Just to kind of have something to do. Because most of these streams is mainly just talking about the vehicle and stuff. No, it's just like a new contract, and I tend to put a new contract. Still don't think I've seen it anywhere. I would imagine it would have to be in the water, kind of. Okay, if I don't find it for the like whole entire map, kind of just going at the like ends of the map, then I guess I'll kind of give up the search. But yeah. I really don't feel like looking into a video for it or anything, so yeah. If I find one, cool. If not, I might try another time. Okay, so if I go around like the whole end of the like maps or whatever and still don't find it, it's gonna be pretty annoying. But yeah. Not a lot of like shore technically. Shore as in like sand and whatnot, I mean. Or I feel there wouldn't be at least. And I think just finding it's not enough. I think you have to like collect something by it as well. I think it's like a clothing scrap from what I remember. So hopefully I haven't like just completely like went over it and didn't notice it or something. Because I doubt it would notify me that I actually found it. Because yeah, I also collect something by it as well, I think. But yeah, it's not too much of an effortful attempt necessarily, like I mentioned. Don't necessarily care too much to put much effort into it and whatnot. Okay, a random submarine. I actually don't think I necessarily knew that random submarine spawned around the map. Actually, I kinda did, to be fair, but yeah. I don't know, man. Considering there's all these different islands and stuff, it could probably like all these kind of shoreline stuff as well. I hope for the most part it would just be like around the main like area of Los Santos. I might look into the different locations, I don't know. If I feel like doing one this stream. Alright, it seems I've almost made a whole lap here at this point around the entire city and whatnot. So if I don't find it anywhere and I was hoping to find it here, then I guess that means that the locations are more diverse than I would have expected. Yeah, I don't know, I guess I give up right now. I think there's like 30 possible locations if I recall. I don't know, there's a beach by the airport. Was that a blue dot there? I swear I see a blue dot over here, I think. I don't think there's normally like a blue dot here. What random event thing would this be even? Yeah, what is this marker? What even is that marker though? I don't know. I don't know what else to do with anything. I don't think it's one of the like typical blue marker Corona things on my map. I mean, it's suggesting like a random event of all things, but I don't seem to see much one. And surely that wouldn't be the shipwreck thing. Yeah, if I don't find it around the airport here, then I guess I'll kind of look into one. Alright, yeah, I don't know. I went across the whole entire map, so maybe they can be in like by the Almost Sea or something, I don't know. But yeah. But going to the real estate discounts first, aka property discounts. But yeah, it seems all the property discounts this time are just with the bunkers. So for example, I think the most expensive one is this Thompson Scrapyard Bunker. I think it's the most expensive typically. So being 2,290,000, it's 1,145,000. So that means all bunkers are 50% off. So the most expensive bunker right now is less than 1,150,000, which is pretty decent. And then the upgrades and modifications are 40% off. But yeah, personal quarters lets you spawn in the property. In terms of the bunker, I don't really recommend spawning here unless you want to like do stuff for the business. For a lot of times, for some reason, unless you were super involved with the business, I wouldn't recommend the personal quarters for this area. Or at least I wouldn't really spawn there, but obviously I do recommend it. It's one of the more interesting upgrades for sure. The best upgrade here would definitely have to be the shooting range. You would expect a shooting range just to let you like practice shooting things and whatnot, but the shooting range actually has like rewards to it. But yeah, I'll shut it off kind of right now actually. The best thing you can get from the shooting range when it comes to the bunker shooting range is the increase on the throwing ammo. The way you get 30 grenades, 30 sticky bombs, 10 proximity mines, 15 pipe bombs, and then 30 tear gas, and also 30 molotovs. That's the way you get like an extra 5 to those numbers is by doing the bunker shooting range. But yeah, by getting to like level 2 or something on the like shooting range challenges or something, I believe you get the increase in the throwing ammo capacity. And then the only other stuff I can think of for the most part would be like clothing unlocks and like certain like tints as well for your Mark II weapons. The one really useful thing with the shooting range is definitely the increase in the throwable capacity. That's the one reason really to get the shooting range, and that makes it kind of most worthy thing to get, I feel, aside from maybe the transportation. Gun locker, you can find this in other properties. Some properties actually already come with a gun locker, like the nightclub, for example. I think a nightclub already comes with a gun locker. So it's not necessarily the most worthy thing to get for the bunker. And then, yeah, the transportation. Transportation, I think, can definitely be pretty nice for the bunker. Definitely one of the better ones, besides for probably just shooting range. I want to see what the high end would be like for the price, actually. If you were to get everything. Alright, if you were going to get the most expensive stuff, it would probably be a little over $1 million more from the basic price on the Thomas Scrapyard bunker. So you can get a complete bunker from this entire page for almost $2.2 million for the best location right now, so that's very good. You could probably do like 2 cow paracos, you could probably literally do this in 2 hours, essentially. So that's the property discounts. I don't know though if you can get like the staff and security upgrades and whatnot. Rockstar's weird, sometimes they do it where you can get the staff and security equipment upgrades and whatnot for like discount as well. But other times, sometimes they don't really do the like staff security upgrades for the actual like, business that you do inside the actual property and not from like the website. So that stuff might be on a 40% off discount as well, but not entirely sure. Could literally just be the stuff on that page for the upgrades, renovations, and whatnot. And yes, staff and equipment are super worth getting if they are on a 40% off discount from like the actual property, because then it allows your bunker to produce more stuff. And you could probably make like around 500,000 solo for sure, instead of having to have like a friend with doing more property stuff or whatever. But you could probably make a good 405,000. Actually, no. I think you can make more like 200, 300,000. I think the 400, 500,000 is when it's like double money. So yeah, you can make some okay money solo from the bunker, no doubt, especially with the staff and equipment upgrades. You can make some good money with the bunker solo. Just buying one thing of supplies for 75,000, making that 75,000 back from another thing and whatnot, and then selling it. And then now there's 5 vehicle discounts, and then there's also Prime Gaming vehicle discounts as well, not including the 5 I mentioned. I think the first one I remember is on Benny's, and that is the Spectre, the Bocce Spectre, and that should be a sport car. So I gotta go on Breathy 1322 spreadsheet here again. Alright, where's the Spectre on the spreadsheet thing I'm looking at? Alright, Spectre. Spectre for lap time is apparently 30th place in terms of the sport class. So you get 30th for lap time for the Spectre. And then for the top speed on the Spectre. Alright, where's its top speed here? The Spectre's top speed is 20th, so it's 30th place in lap time and then 20th place in terms of top speed. Which means it's technically above average for the entire sport class, but obviously being beneath the top 10 for both lap time and top speed, I don't recommend getting it for performance. I would get it to upgrade to the Spectre Custom, obviously, to get some great customization. Instead, that would be the one reason I'd say for getting the Spectre. On discount, obviously. And that's actually a 30% off discount. I think the next bunch are on Legendary, or like at least one is on Legendary. Alright, the Tailgater S. This one's actually one of the prime gaming discounts right here with the Tailgater S. But yeah, the Tailgater S is a 35% off discount. So I'll kind of look into the performance in terms of like the video. It's not Breathy 1322S because it's not on the spreadsheet yet, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it might take a bit for me to talk about here because I have to watch an ad. Alright, Tailgater S. So Tailgater S in terms of tuner class, in terms of lap time, is actually similar in style to the Euros. Euros, like I mentioned, for day 1 that was 3rd place, but I think a couple vehicles like dethroned it. And the Tailgater S was 4th place lap time for when it first came out. So it's probably like a 7th place lap time maybe right now, I'd say. So it's probably got an above average lap time for the sport class. I mean, not the sport class, but for the tuner class. And then for sedan class, it's actually 2nd in sedans. So it's not the #1 sedan for lap time. That's probably one of the shafters. That's #1 for lap time for the sedan class or whatever. But it has some pretty okay performance for the sedan class as well. And then top speed. I have to look into the top speed here. Alright, Tailgater S was a 7th place. Tailgater S was a 7th place lap time in top speed when it first came out. And obviously it's got quite dethroned, obviously, by other vehicles that came out later on. So for the tuner class, the Tailgater S definitely has a below average top speed, and then you got 2nd sedans for top speed. Okay. So I'd say it's above average for lap time for the tuner class. So it can be okay for street races and pursuit races, but not something I would use, at least for them. So it's decent, I suppose, for the street races, pursuit races. And then in terms of sedan races, it's very good, but sedan races, who's really doing sedan races? So you're just kind of getting an okay vehicle, I'd say, for 35% off, because it's a new vehicle. I want to say it's the first new vehicle they've done on a Prime Gaming discount, which is 35% off again. So for the trade price, instead of being like $1,121,250 on trade price, it's not even $750,000 actually. And being a sedan, not being one of 12 sport cars, I'm actually gonna get one here. I'm gonna make it black, similar to Michael's regular tailgater from the story mode, kind of. At least to start. So yeah, I decided to actually get one here, why not? I might customize it on the stream as well. So that's the Tailgater S. Pretty good for the sedan class, because sedans does not get a lot of vehicles at all in terms of DLC. We got 2 sedans of this DLC, which is pretty good. But yeah, sedans does not traditionally get a lot of vehicles, so it's not surprising it does good there. And again, sedan races not that often. And then above average and below average, lots on top speed. Obviously, it's not a sport car, which you don't expect it to do good in performance for the tuner class, because there's a lot of sport cars in that tuner class. But at least it's not one of the 12 sport cars. At least it's one of the few that aren't a sport car. So for that reason, I would get the Tailgater S for Prime Gaming. You could probably get the whole vehicle and its customizations with one really good Cayo Perico heist for those that have Prime Gaming like myself, for sure. And a couple other discounts here, the Flash GT and the Tesseract. I think this one might actually be Prime Gaming, considering the massive discount on it as well. And yeah, steep discount, 80% on the Flash GT, which is again similar to the GP200. It's one of those rally style sport cars, so I don't expect it to perform that good for the sport class. So Flash GT. Okay, Flash GT for lap time is 21st place for the sport class, and that's not putting into account any of the new tuner vehicles. That's just putting into account vehicles as of the Cayo Perico heist. So 21st place in terms of lap time, that's not the same number right now. So it's definitely worse than 21st place right now. So being beneath the top 10 for lap time, I wouldn't really recommend it for performance there. And Flash GT for top speed. Top speed for Flash GT is 49th place. And that was as of Cayo Perico heist, and with there being 12 sport cars, it's definitely been dethroned even more from 49th place top speed. So the lap time for the sport class in the Flash GT is above average, but the top speed is below average. Neither of it being within the top 10. So unless you want it for its customizations or something, I would probably pass on its Prime Gaming discount. But if you want it at this kind of price, now is definitely the time to get one. But again, kind of the main thing for it would probably be performance. And then the Tesseract. The Tesseract's actually the only discount on this website for those that don't have Prime Gaming, I'm pretty sure. There's 2 extra discounts for Prime Gaming, and this is the only non-Prime Gaming discount. So it being 2,825,000 or whatever, it's 1,695,000 right now. So definitely quite the nice savings there for sure. But yeah, it's in a super class, I'm pretty sure. So for lap time, the Tesseract is 18th place for the supercar class, and there's no new supercars with the latest update, so 18th place is still correct in terms of lap time, going off of roughly 1322 spreadsheet. And then top speed for the Tesseract is 17th place. So 18th place and 17th place in terms of lap time, top speed, whatever. The performance on it is not that great, especially for the massive price on it, so Tesseract I wouldn't really recommend that discount, seeing as for Flash GT. In performance, I wouldn't really recommend the Tailgater S either. So honestly, kind of all the best things those have would probably be the customizations, I'd say, for sure. Alright, Warstock. Warstock has 2 discounts, I think. First one's kind of latest vehicle release on here, actually, for the website, and that is the Dinka Varus. But yeah. The Dinka Varus is a 40% off discount, same with the Tesseract, that was a 40% off discount as well. But the Varus was a free vehicle release. They did the Varus for free, actually, when it came to being first released in the Cayo Perico heist. I think it was a free vehicle, if I recall. So with it being a free vehicle before, I wouldn't really recommend it for like 100,000 even, and surely the performance is not going to be that good. It's probably an off-road vehicle, I imagine. It's probably off-road. Alright, yeah, the Varus is off-road. And between all the raceable off-road vehicles, the Varus is 30th place. And actually putting the non-raceable vehicles into account as well, it's kind of one of the worst vehicles, I'd say, in terms of lap time for the off-road class. And then top speed for the Varus is 29th place, not including non-raceable vehicles. And again, it is one of the worst even if you put into account like all the non-raceable off-road vehicles. So this is not very good performance at all. So if anything, you really want it for customizations. And again, they did provide the vehicle for free in the past, so I wouldn't really necessarily buy it even for this kind of price. And 40% off, you're not even getting like $100,000 off of it. So it's almost a pointless discount, I'd say. And then the half track. Half track, instead of being a little over 1.6, with a trade price, is a little over $1 million. The way you get the trade price is, I believe there's a mission from like the mobile operations center. There's the mobile operations. You have to do the mission that's tied to the half track. I think it's called half track bully or something. That's how you get the trade price, I believe. But yeah, the half track. Since that's weapons, I won't talk about performance, I'll just talk about the weapon capabilities and stuff. But yeah, the half track, I think the only weapon for the most part is on here, and then the proximity mines, I want to say. But yeah, you have the stock weapon, and then there's like the quad cannon, so it might only have 2 weapon options. Obviously, I recommend the quad cannons or whatever, because it provides more protection for the gunner and whatnot, and also it's 4 instead of 2. Quad cannons can be quite nice, I'd say, for anti-air. Well, actually, no. Since it's bullet related, it's probably not that good for anti-air capabilities, but obviously you need someone on the back to maximize the potential of it. And then proximity mines has proximity mines as well, which is quite nice when it's an armored vehicle. If it was one of those vehicles that weren't armored that had proximity mines, then yeah, it wouldn't really be all that worth it for using proximity mines on it and whatnot. But yeah, the performance is very slow though, so you're not really going to get much out of the vehicle. But I believe the vehicle is actually fully bulletproof, and that's even if you don't have the armor plating, so I think you can literally do no armor plating and you're like fully bulletproof from the front windows. I think you can still get shot out the sides, but I think the front windows are actually fully bulletproof no matter like what setup you have on it actually. And I think that even includes FMJ rounds. Not sure why it has as much bullet resistant windows as it does even without like the armor plating options on it, but apparently the armor plating on the windows is very good even with no armor plating. So this does have some pretty interesting niche uses for player versus player and certain player versus enemy situations as well. But obviously being very slow and stuff and not being an air vehicle, you're not going to be making a lot of money with the vehicle, so hard to say necessarily if I'd recommend it. I mean, obviously having it on discount rather than not on discount is obviously better, but you're not going to make a lot of money for it, so unless you're huge on collecting all the weaponized vehicles, I probably really wouldn't bother with it too much. And then that should be it for this website. Yeah, that's definitely it on that website. And I think there's one last discount on this website. And that's the Vapid Dominator GTT, which I was literally driving around earlier. But yeah, I think the Dominator ASP was like 6th place lap time in top speed or whatever, at least when it was first released. But yeah, not being one of the 12 sport cars, obviously it's not going to do that good for the Dominator GTT. And there was a really easy prize ride challenge. It was actually a really easy prize ride challenge from last event week, so if you missed out on the opportunity to get it for free, and you do want it, then I suppose. But since you could literally get this vehicle for free from the previous event week by doing the like prize ride challenge, I don't necessarily recommend it too much. And yeah, being a tuner vehicle, obviously the customizations are very good. But yeah, if you did miss out on the prize ride challenge, then yeah, it could be nice, but if you did do the easy prize ride challenge like myself, then definitely not one I wouldn't bother with. Like literally, it only took me like an hour. I think it literally only took me 1 hour to get this vehicle from the prize ride challenge last week. That's how easy the prize ride challenge was. You could do it in literally like 1 hour, maybe even less. So not even worth getting it for the discount, I'd say, since it was literally an easy prize ride challenge last week. Alright, I guess I'll customize my Tailgater S since it's part of the current event week in terms of the discount for Prime Gaming. Plus there's another $1 million for PS Plus coming up soon, so I should be good on money, I would say, even after this. But yeah, when I was talking about the money opportunity over here, I was talking about these vehicles that you get, for those who might have been confused by my description. But I'll customize my Tailgater S from Prime Gaming and whatnot. I might make this one gold because I have Michael's vehicle gold in the story mode. But yeah, since it's another Tailgater similar to the Tailgater that Michael has, I might make it kind of similar to the one I have in story mode with Michael, obviously. I'll do the carbon, whatnot. There's sticker bomb, apparently, that's cool. Yeah, I want that sticker bomb, that's for sure. Sucks that there's no front bumpers, just sticker bomb now. Okay, I guess to go along with the sticker bomb on the rear bumper, I might do the sticker bomb one there, why not? Because they're all basically the same options between every vehicle, I believe. Just to make it a little different than choosing like all the bottom options so far, I guess. Okay, I'll do the sticker bomb and the sticker bomb. So I love sticker bomb. Kinda love the sticker bomb, for sure. Alright, hood catches will depend on the hood options, I guess, if I do those or not. Like, if there's no, like, show-free hood, then I definitely won't do that. Or more sticker bomb, even. Alright, there's not seem to be a show-free hood, so I'm not going to do the hood catches on this vehicle either. Any vehicle with no chauffeur hood, I definitely don't do the hood catches. It's the only case I will do the hood catches is if there's a chauffeur hood option or something. Guess I did miss goal on 5, why not? So, man, that might be what I have in the story mode with the tailgater in that game. I mean, I guess they're like phone thing though, that's lame. I did a full colored one, I guess, for this one. Let's go with the door option, the one door option, I guess. Seats are probably all the same options for like every vehicle, I'm guessing. Okay, hopefully this vehicle has like wheels with the manufacturer logo aside for a stock wheel. Okay, it does, because I don't think the down here GTT had any wheels aside for stock that kept the logo. This is the only one so far that doesn't have the logo. Okay, I'll do the Clubman, I guess, for the better, like, look, I suppose. Not gonna do headlights yet. I will do that though. It's car meet, probably after the stream. Still gonna wait for respray, I suppose. Okay, livery. Light fixed stripe, black. Wait, race stripes, black. Fucking red sports stripes. Okay, that sci-fi one looks pretty interesting. That one looks kind of boring to me. Okay, I didn't notice actually that was on the top there. But still, not a very good one in my opinion. Black prolapse. Yellow. Guru race. Cross race. Man, I like that one better than any of the other ones, but still locked so far. Either that one or that one I would want. Guess I won't be putting a livery on it just yet then. Let's do the carbon mirrors. Or just a plate holder, okay. Left and right. I'll do a right mounted, why not? I want to do gold because that's what I do with Michael's tailgater in story mode. Kind of make it reminiscent to that in a sense, but way more wacky and with way more customization. Or maybe I'll do a different secondary and kind of make it different. I don't know. It's probably my most wacky. It's probably the most wacky vehicle so far for the tuners, that's for sure. I don't think there's a gold option here, it looks like. Because I know the gold from day one is way different from the gold from down the hipster update. Okay, I'll do the next closest then, and that would probably be bronze. There's gold for the dials though, and that's the like regular gold, not like the pure gold. And like always gotta do my crew emblem. Even though like 95% vehicles, it's pretty awkward on it, but yeah. And yeah, back to the neon kit here. So actually, if I want to make it more off the secondary color, which maybe I will, then I'll do the, I don't know, I might make it more like the dial color. Sure, I'll just keep the golden shower on the neon color. Why not? Accessories. To go with the sticker bomb theme, I'll go with more sticker bomb. Basically, whenever that's an option, I try to do as much as possible when there's a lot of sticker bomb for a certain vehicle. Go do the sticker bomb roof. Current GT skirts, why not? Let's go with carbon, I guess. Why not? I go with the sticker bomb on the trunk as well. Why not? I don't know what type of wheel I should do for sedan, quite frankly. Oh yeah, well, these are tuner vehicles, I guess, so might as well do tuner, I guess. Chrome tuner rims here. My Tailgater S. I guess I'll do this Saisuke, why not? Alright, seems to be my Tailgater S here, so cool. I know kind of some wacky random themes on this one and stuff, but I thought it kind of went nice with the sticker bomb on here. Wait, I should have bought the one. Yeah, I should have bought the one at the Alice Cart meet. Though I don't know if that would have been on discount. I don't know if it would apply to discount on the Alice Cart meet one. So just to be safe, I guess I went with the regular one for the discount. So yeah, I don't know. Plus I kinda wanna make more of my own theme with this one anyways. Yeah, maybe you should have bought the one at the car meet, though. Forgot about that. Alright, so American Imports is maxed out, apparently. Oh, damn. Oh, let's go. But yeah, for the most part, I have a lot of the like immediate like tuner vehicles I want now, aside from maybe the Warner HKR being the other sedan. But yeah, the Warner HKR being the other sedan, I still want that one, I guess. I have both muscle cars and then the coupe that's coming out as well. It's kind of the main 5 I want, I'd say. So I got 3 out of 5 of the main tuner vehicles I actually want, quite frankly. Not counting 5 of the like 12 sport cars, quite frankly, but yeah. Okay, can I call it? I wonder. Alright, 8 seconds. Alright, my controllers are not wanting to charge properly, of course, again. We have to look into the shipwreck stuff, I guess. If I want to try to find one here, which obviously it came out for the event week, so I might as well try, I guess. I'm not trying to find out how to do it quickly. Okay, here's a regular location thing I'm on watching YouTube right now. Right. Alright, I want more of a map that shows all 27 at once and not having to go one by one or something. So I guess I'll look into that on Google or something. Okay, I don't know. trying to see. Man, all these maps aren't too good. I feel what I'm looking at on Google right now. Okay, I think I found a good one now. I think I found a good map now. Might mark like 10 of them right now with the point of interest feature. Around there, somewhere around there is one of them. There's one over here. One over here. Okay, I don't know if I'm marking these that great. Yeah, I don't know, I kind of thought it looked good enough already, but yeah. You know, yeah, this is almost a 2-hour stream. I'm probably just gonna call it quits here, but yeah. Alright. Never mind about that. But yeah. Never mind about that. A lot of locations seem to be like kind of around where I've already flown over, so either I might have just not noticed or something, I don't know. But since I have to do it for 7 days in a row anyways, I don't really feel it's necessarily the most worth doing right now to begin with. Maybe I'll do it on a miscellaneous stream that I might do when it comes to like all the other like contract things from like day one of the game. There's still a lot of like stuff I could cover from day one of the updates for GTA and Red Dead even. So maybe I would do that on a like non-event week stream or something. So that will finally be it for the stream. Next one should be the Red Dead Online event week stream. Hope you enjoyed.